The Eternals trailer has finally dropped, and it does not provide much more than an earlier teaser, which mixed a lot of trailers together from Black Widow to Captain Marvel to Shang-Chi. But we do get a little bit more about where they're from, what they're up to, and how the group is composed. Now, my own reaction is fairly negative, but let me try to be open-minded and even-handed and go through what allegedly are the good parts and the bad parts. Well, on the good parts, if you are an admirer or you're eagerly anticipating this, people are saying that the cinematography is very good, costumes are very well done, and they like the cast, and it feels like it has a very distinct look, and it's very particular to what Marvel is going to try to do with this kind of cosmic end of the superhero movies, and that there's a lot of neat visuals. There's also, of course, the trademark MCU stuff with jokes at the end. There's one particular joke about the Avengers and how essentially they're having a little play on Game of Thrones of who will lead the Avengers. And if you know what the reference is to Game of Thrones, you're gonna get the joke. But if you're not into Game of Thrones, then the joke will sound a little weird if you're not into Game of Thrones. So that one's going to be a hit or miss depending on who you are. But overall, I mean, in terms of what a trailer is supposed to do, it will probably generate a lot of questions and a lot of excitement for fans of the cosmic end. If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, it does feel very much in that kind of similar territory where some of the characters may be very obscure to the general audience, but it's promising, kind of like this family style adventure and action, etc., etc. Now, on the negative side, people are kind of wondering, how does this work logically or coherently with Endgame? Why didn't they show up earlier for that? Why didn't they do anything in those cases? It mentions that these kind of cosmic beings have been here before. They have sort of been in humanity or with humanity before, but we don't know when or where. We do see some of their superpowers, right? They have super speed. They presumably have other powers, etc., etc. And in terms of the actual action or even who they're facing, we really don't know. It's very, very enigmatic. In the comics, it's spelled out who they fight, but here it's kind of vague who or what the threat is, and it's kind of clumping different things together because we do see a shot of Black Knight who's being played by Kit Harington, but he's not in most of the trailer, so it's unclear how much of him there will be in the actual film. And this film has already been done for quite a while, so it's unclear why they're being so kind of churlish with the imagery because they've had this trailer for a while, so unclear why they're not showing more. I myself don't think there's much distinctive here, either in terms of the music or the costumes, or even in terms of the casting. It just seems to me obvious that they weren't going to afford or weren't going to keep doing Captain America or Iron Man stories, and they really couldn't afford Robert Downey Jr. for many more films because he was just charging too much, right? I mean, we don't even know. It could be 20, 30 million per film. And the actors, good or bad, didn't want to do the roles anymore, so they were going to kind of stuck continuing the Avengers stories, so they had to find another group to replace it. So they just kind of rummaged the old issues and found this, and they're sticking these people in there. There's really no rhyme or reason why this group exists or why they're coming to Earth now, aside from, well, we need new movies and we need something, so let's throw some more cosmic superheroes in. But what the logic is or even how it's going to cohere with the other stories is still very, very left up in the air. So it looks good in certain places, I won't deny that, but I'm still wondering what the big selling point is here, and I'm really sick and tired of these Marvel jokes. They're just getting progressively more stupid and worse, and I don't want to hear them anymore. I certainly don't want to hear them from any more children. That's getting a really annoying trope that they keep doing, putting the dumbest, silliest, even most profane jokes in the mouths of children, and we're like, oh my god, that is so cute or clever. I don't find it cute or clever at all. I just find it progressively very, very annoying. So that joke at the end, I got the joke. I understood what the joke was, but I no longer really care. So a lot of the tone and look of the trailer didn't strike me as being very interesting or exciting. But I don't know the Eternals. I do actually know the cosmic end of Marvel a lot, but the Eternals I really don't know that much. So it's going to make me curious to try to bone up on things because I do know the Celestials and they are tied to the Celestials. So there's some interesting angles that I would be interested in, but they're not showing anything in the trailer. It seems pretty bland so far, but it's going to generate discussion either way, good or bad. All right, this has been a short look at the new Eternals trailer. This has been Pop Cult Analyze on the new era of the cosmic MCU in the latest phase of the House of the Mouse. All right, thanks for listening.